Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land and pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and acknowledge everyone that's here tonight to celebrate the educational achievements of the Ashe family. I want to acknowledge Carl Saleh here, former deputy mayor amongst us. He's a great worker. You see him so active on social media, and he's truly dedicated to his work. So most welcome, Khadr. And there are many distinguished members of our community here, our media representatives. I welcome you, and say basically that I am honoured to have this opportunity to recognise the educational pursuits of a migrant family. I'm also honoured to acknowledge the hard work and commitment of a gentleman, Dr. Alex Ashe. All migrant families place a great deal of emphasis on education as a pathway to better living standards and a brighter future. I always say it is the key to a better future. If you just look around, so many of the migrants that migrated to in Africa, in the US and Canada, everywhere else, but particularly the Palestinian people, for example, their key to success and to a better future has been education. And that's why education has been a real success story for all migrants, whether in Australia or Canada or Africa, wherever it is. Education has been the success story. It is really your passport to a success anywhere and everywhere. With education, you can get a job in any country you land in. And there's no doubt that that's the case here in Australia. We are proud of the achievements of the Ashe family, but in particular, the mother and the father. While the mother toiled at home, the father sought the keys to a successful future for himself and for his family. So the late Dr. Ishaaq al-Ashe led by example. He achieved an impressive record in education. The late Dr. Ashe had a Bachelor's of Law from Beirut Arab University, Lebanon, a Bachelor of Arts in History from the Lebanese University, a Master's degree of Social Sciences from St. Joseph University, Lebanon, and a PhD in History and Islamic Civilization from Lyon University, France. To ensure a good future for his family, in 1988, the late Dr. Ashe decided to make Australia home. So he took his family of 13, 8 boys and 3 girls, and sought a better life here in Australia. He made the right decision. Now, all of Dr. Ashe's children achieved university education. All of them, all 11. Some with multiple degrees, including the late Ridwan Ashe, Dr. Hassan Ashe, Adnan Ashe, Raja Ashe, Alex Ashe, Lena Ashe, Sam, Hassan, Bruce, Carl, and Maysoon Ashe. All of them achieved university graduations. It's a great achievement. Tonight we celebrate that family with focus on one of the brothers, young Dr. Alex Ashe. He's young because he's 2 years older than me, but he's still young. Dr. Alex Ashe was born in Binjbel, South Lebanon in 1963. In 1983, he studied dentistry in Nice, France. Then having migrated to Australia in 1987, Dr. Ashe studied Bachelor of Computer Science at the University of Technology, Sydney, then obtained a postgraduate degree in accounting, as well as a master's and doctorate degree in information technology at Charles Sturt University. Having worked for the Australia Bureau of Statistics IT department, Dr. Ashe established his own company in 1997 that provides IT and security services, and is currently managing his accounting and chartered tax advisory services. In addition, Dr. Ashe's own education, his wife's education, Diana Ashe, also is a great success story. She holds a master's in mathematics and a postgraduate degree in education, and teaches mathematics at Arthur Phillip High School at Parramatta. Their own 2 sons and daughter are also university graduates and students, including Ms. Lauren Ashi, graduated with a medical science degree from the University of Western Sydney, a Master's of Chiropractic degree from Macquarie University, and now I believe works in as a physiotherapist. There's Hussein Ashi, a graduate of engineering school from the University of Western Sydney, is currently a construction engineer, and then Hassan Ashi is currently enrolled in the JMC Academy studying film production. So you can see the focus on education. The Ashi family exemplifies the great Australian story of migrants driven by an abiding desire for education and a commitment to hard work. So congratulations to the Ashi family for such an achievement, an exemplary achievement. Tonight is a night to celebrate that family. However, if I may digress a little and thank one individual, Akram Ghawish. Akram Ghawish in particular, one of the most dedicated community journalists in the Arab community. And his support and value to the Ashi family is incredible. So I do thank Akram for his endorsement as well to the Ashi family and his recognition of the need for them to be recognized in such a manner like tonight. So Akram is a real gem, and I value his friendship and support. I've known Akram for 30 or 35 years. Thank you so much, Akram, for all the media, all the coverage that you've given us over the years. So once again, congratulations to the Ashi family on such an exemplary achievement. And in recognition of their achievement, I would like to present a certificate to Dr. Alex Ashi. Now, there was another certificate. This certificate effectively is a motion that I was going to present in the House. I won't present it tonight, we'll take it back, but it is a motion about the Ashi family because of the fact that we're not sitting today or yesterday, I could not introduce it. We would have introduced it yesterday and passed it today, hopefully with the support of the Chamber. It records effectively what I just spoke about, the success story of the Ashi family. So we'll certainly present that when it does pass the Parliament, but in the meantime, just for the photo, we'll present it.
Good evening. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay my respects to their elders past and present. Honorable Shawkat Muslimani MLC, Councillor Qadr Saleh, family, friends and guests. It's a great honor for us to receive this acknowledgement award. On behalf of Ashi family, I would like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Honorable Shawkat Muslimani MLC and Parliament of New South Wales, who believed in us and presented this acknowledgement award in education. Education is the passport to the future for tomorrow, belongs to those who prepare for it today. We hope as a family to continue doing our best in the future and continue on devoting our life to education. Once again, I would like to thank Honorable Shawkat Muslimani for his support. And as we know, Honorable Muslimani is a remarkable MLC who devoted most of his life serving communities, and he is a great asset to the community, the Labour Party, and Parliament of New South Wales. And we would like to see him re-elected for another term as his best MLC to present us. Also, I would like to thank every one of you for the support and for joining us today and sharing with us this significant occasion. I would like to call now on Mr. Akram Ghawish to say a few words. Yeah.
أيها الحضور الكريم، حياكم وحياكم الله وأسعدتم مساء. صدق الشاعر حين قال: العلم يرفع بيوتا لا عماد لها والجهل يهدم بيوت العز والكرم. ونحن في قاعة تشريفات برلمان ولاية نيو ساوث ويلز بهمة أبو الهمات الأخ العزيز السيناتور المحامي المناضل الأستاذ شوكت مسلماني لتقديم وسام الاستحقاق والتكريم والتقدير من حكومة الولاية لأخي الغالي الدكتور اسحاق العشي، رجل الأعمال الناجح والمضياف، مؤسس وصاحب ومدير عام شركة ABA للمحاسبة والاستشارات القانونية، وعقيلته السيدة المثالية ديانا مروة العشي، استاذت مادة الرياضيات في أكبر ثانوية رسمية في الولاية، والأبناء الأحباء الدكتورة العروس لورين وعريسها الأستاذ جمال أيوب الذي يشغل مديرا لإحدى المصارف الرئيسية في الولاية، والمهندس المتفوق حسين، والمخرج السينمائي الواعد حسن علي العشي. وكم كنا نتمنى أن يكون في طلاعة الحضور عميد العائلة المرحوم الدكتور الشاعر العم أبا رضوان اسحاق العشي، وشريكة حياته المثالية التي تقوم بزيارة للوطن، وابنهما المهندس المرحوم رضوان العشي، الذين أنجبوا عائلة مثالية متعلمة متفاعلة مع أستراليا العظيمة وعلى تواصل مع الوطن الأم، من الأبناء والبنات والأحفاد من أساتذة جامعيين ومدراء شركات مدراء وأصحاب شركات ومهندسين وصيادلة ومحامين وأطباء، وهن خير خلف لخير سلف. ألف مبروك. ونحن نكرر شكرنا لسعادة السيناتور الأستاذ المحامي شوكت مسلماني الذي حقق النجاحات وحصل على ماجستير بالحقوق والسياسة، وافتتح مكتبا لخدمة الناس، وانتخب لدورات عديدة عضوا ورئيسا ومحافظا لبلدية مدينة روكديل وضواحيها، وسيناتور ومدير المعارضة العمالية، ومساعدا رئيس مجلس الشيوخ، ورئيسا لهيئة الصداقة البرلمانية اللبنانية الأسترالية، ومؤسسا لهيئة الصداقة الفلسطينية الأسترالية، ومديرا لمركز البحوث، رغم الذين زرعوا الأشواك في الطريق. بقي الأستاذ المحامي السيناتور شوكت مناضلا صلبا. وما نطلبه من الحضور الكريم وقيادة حزب العمال لدعم السيناتور العلم الأستاذ شوكت مسلماني ليبقى في مركزه علما وبيرقا محترما. وفي الختام نكرر التهاني للدكتور علي العشي وأسرته وعائلته الكريمة ومنها للعلا، ونعتبر هذا التكريم لجميع الناجحين من أبناء الجالية العربية والمجتمع الأسترالي المتعدد الحضارات والثقافات. سلام الورد. حياك.
Thank you, Mr. Akram. I would like to call on Sam Ashi to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging. Honorable Shawkat Muslimani, MLC, Parliament of New South Wales, family and friends. It's a great honor for the Elachie family to receive this special award, Family Education Acknowledgement Award. The Elachie family thank you for this award and appreciate all what to celebrate, what it means to be Australian, and to thank all those whose contribution make this country a vibrant, inclusive, and diverse nation. Our commitment to learning and education is at the very heart of whom we are as a family and as a nation. This had started with our grandfather, Sheikh El-Ashi, who was the magistrate in South Lebanon local court early 1930s, who was a great advocate for education and learning, and our late father, Dr. Isaac El-Ashi, who had published many literature books and poems, and who spent many years of his life teaching at St. George high schools and an active member in educating our community. He was our inspiration and always told us to go above and beyond what we do today. I remember the moment when we landed in Sydney in March 1988, the feeling of gratitude, peace, and freedom. We were filled with hope as we looked out into the horizon for endless possibilities. We were a family of 11, at that time, and now we are 65. Very well educated and prominent members of the society. My siblings, nephews, nieces. I mean, where's the Elhashi family? Can I see row of hands? Yeah. You can see construction engineers, teachers, telecommunication engineers, cybersecurity specialists, accounting, filmmaking, lawyers, dentists, GPs, digital and marketing, and so forth. And of course, pharmacies. If this means something, it means hard work, dedication, and thrive to excel and contribute to our society and country in many ways. Pelé, the famous soccer player, once said, "Success is not an accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrificing, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." Australia, you welcomed our family with open arms, and you gave us comfort, peace, opportunity, and tranquility. Australia has truly enabled us to excel and fulfill our dreams and grow as an individual, as a family, and as a community. I would like to thank all of you who believed in us and joined us in this unforgettable journey. To the new generation, I would say, enjoy the moment, celebrate your many achievements, and aspire to uphold the tradition to make our country a better place. These awards are but one way to say thank you for what you do. We are proud of your achievements. As a family, we have the potential, we have the drive, and nurture the future to come. Finally, this migration story belongs to all of us. It's our story. It is Elhashi family journey, and we can all be proud to share it. Thank you very much. I would like to call upon now a star from Elhashi family, Zainab Ashi. She's a double degree medical science and law, and she works and she's a junior lawyer at New South Wales Health. Zainab, please come and share with us a few things.
Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respect to the elders past, present, and emerging. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's a privilege to be surrounded by the entire family and for us to be receiving this recognition for the diverse achievements earned. This is definitely a special moment for all of us, and is something my late grandfather, Dr. Isxaaq Al-Ashy, who was a very special man, would be proud of. It goes without saying that this is a product of his love and dedication to the family, as his expression of love was through his teachings and poetry. One of the many things I have learnt from being an Elhashi is the importance of a united family. It is still early days for me in my career, but being able to see a road ahead is thanks to the strong support system I have, which has been right behind me at every stage. The environment I was brought up in was very much an environment of collective encouragement. It is the unity of family that can provide a person with the sense of security needed to take those risks and leap into anything. Importantly, I am surrounded by so many women in my family that I look up to, and they are all a testament to what can be done when girls are told that the sky is the limit. Women should never be held back. Their ambitions should be nourished by family and community, to not only be encouraged to pursue education, but to actually use those qualifications and unapologetically enter the workforce if that's something they desire. I am grateful that this is something my grandparents and their children advocated for, because I realise that this isn't a privilege that all people are afforded. I do acknowledge, though, that growing up in Western Sydney, it makes it that extra bit harder to reach those goals. From my experience, the disparity in quality education across our city can often lead to insecurity and self-doubt for people at the disadvantaged or underfunded end of the spectrum. But there is hope. These insecurities can be eased by the greater representation of ethnically diverse and Muslim women. We need to see ourselves in higher places and have our voices heard in all sectors. We have seen this year with the appointment of the first hijab-wearing magistrate in New South Wales, Rana Daha, and recently the first hijab-wearing senator, Fatima Payman. I think these are important changes that have given many, including myself, that boost of energy and confidence, as well as inspiration, that I definitely could have used 5 years ago when I started as a super anxious law student. So I think if our community is encouraged to pursue not only law and politics, but also STEM and the arts, Our voices will be louder and decisions will be made that are a greater reflection of Australian society, a society that we are part of. We should change the narrative, uplift each other, and look towards a bright future of opportunity and choice. So thank you again for this recognition, and everyone have a great evening. Thank you.
Good evening. I believe I'm the last. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of this land and to pay my respect at this past, present, and the emerging. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here tonight in New South Wales Parliament in the occasion of our family educational recognition. And my brother, Dr. Alex Ashe Award, which is being hosted by our dearest friends, Honorable Shaukat Misilmani, member of the Legislative Council of New South Wales. I know Shaukat for more than 30 years through my involvement as a long-standing member in the Labour Party and in the community. He has our respect, admiration, and gratitude. Thank you, Shaukat, for your efforts and acknowledging our family, the community, and the people of Australia for their effort, education, and making Australia a better place for harmony, tolerance, and success. My family migrated to Australia in 1988. My late father, Dr. Isxaaq Al-Ashy, God rest his soul, has considered Australia to be our beloved permanent home. My brother and sister made their main focus on learning and education and attending Australian school and university and graduated in a variety of professions. And some have established successful businesses. Our children followed the family footsteps and ambitions and become high achiever in certain education and the profession. You can see most of them present with us tonight. We have dentists, GP, lawyer, engineers, pharmacists, filmmaking, business, and accountants. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our friends and guests who are joining us in celebrating this great occasion. I acknowledge that our friend, Councillor Qadr Saleh, Canterbury Bankstown City Council, Mr. John Shadid, former Mayor of Parramatta, Mr. Joe Curry, he's not here, Mr. Joe Curry, editor of Al Mustaqbal newspaper, Mr. Akram Lemgawish, director of Free Arab Media Center, our beloved friend, lawyer Ijaz Khan and Mrs. Tenan Khan, lawyer Karam Shahzad, Koram, Mr. Remy Wehbi, director of Oz Arab Media, and Mrs. Linda Wehbi, the Dr. Mamdouh Sukkari, general manager of the World Observer Media, Dr. Khalid Osman, director of Hall Street Medical Center, Dr. Tony Rizk, Mr. Ali Hamoud, Mr. Ahmed Ayubi, director of Delta Steel Engineering, Mr. Zafar Ayek, director of Global Marble, and Mrs. Ayek, Dr. Mohannad Masri, lecturer of Sydney University, Dr. Mahmoud Zayour and Mrs. Hala Aboud, Dr. Gayat Sharhi's, apologize, Mr. Ziad Dawood of Islamic Charitable Association as well, Mr. Samih Karami, Public Accounting, Mr. Fuad Bazi from Bint Jbal Association, Mr. Jamil Mahmoud, Mr. Khalil Jaber from Bint Jbal Charitable Association, also the unknown soldier Lولاية Mustafa, and Mr. Salah Numair, director of Mirage Group, Mr. Hussein Alouj, he's not coming yet, Mrs. Nada Farid from South Sydney, Mr. Haytham Abu Zaid, South Sydney, and Mustafa Hajazi, our photographer tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Honorable Shaukat Misilmani, for this award. And thank you to all our friends and guests for joining us tonight. Lastly, but not least, thank you so much for your presence today.
Well, that concludes the evening. I do want to thank you so much for being here tonight to celebrate the Aschi family. Dr. Alex Aschi has graciously put on a wonderful, not only dinner, but wonderful food that's about to come out. So please stand by, stick around, and enjoy the hospitality of Dr. Alex Aschi. And there's an opportunity for all of us to take a photo with Dr. Alex Aschi with the certificate, if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a lovely evening, and look forward to celebrating other families in future. Thank you so much.